Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. I spent the first day of the new year working on the layout, and I'm happy to say the inner loop is now working. There were a couple days there where the temperature was close to 50, so it was livable in the garage, so I figured I should take advantage of the situation, get out here and try to get some work done. I'd say I was working on the layout for about 10 hours on New Year's Day, and I'm really glad I did because I was able to make a really good amount of progress. This is the first time since I've started the expansion that I've actually been able to run a train on the inner loop, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. What I did was I wired both loops, completely new wire, 14 gauge, pure copper wire, all the way back to the junction box by the control panel. I still have to wire from the junction box to the panel, but I ran out of wire, so I'll have to do that next week, hopefully if it's warm enough in here to do so. It's definitely working better now. There were a couple spots where the train would slow down, and right now it's just maintaining a nice speed all the way around the layout. I'll go into the wiring in a later video, probably when I get around to rewiring the control panel. While I was working on the wiring, I had to pull up some of the track. So most of it's where it was. I resisted the urge to just rip it all up, thankfully, because I would never get done. But I did change the back corner of the room where it just always seemed to slow the trains down. So what I did was for each of those turns, on the outer loop, I did 2 sections of 096 and then 2 sections of 054. It doesn't take up a whole lot more room, but what it does is really eases the train into the turn and out of the turn and allows it to run smoother without slowing down as much. And it's so far looking really good. And I haven't run it much since I did this because it was only yesterday at like 10 o'clock that I finished. But so far, I'm really happy. The inner loop on the way to the bridge, it kind of dips down right before it gets to the bridge, and I'm going to have to smooth that out at some point. But it runs, so I'm not going to complain. I'll wait until it's nicer out here and then fine-tune it. I got some evergreen trees for Christmas, so I temporarily planted them there just to see what it might look like with trees in the layout. The upper loop is still missing a good portion of it. But that's because I was working back here in the corner. This is where I adjusted those turns. So they're not drastically different, but it looks a lot different and runs a lot smoother. The track just to the right of the red bridge is where it dips down. It's running okay, but it's enough that it's going to bother me, so I'll have to do something with that at some point. Since most of the work was done under the layout, I figure maybe we should just run some trains and enjoy the fact that I finally have 2 loops again.
Have a good one. Out.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.